Hey Vincent, what's up, man? Hey, I'm at the post office right now about to ship off this package with your human tibia bone. I appreciate you being a new customer, man. I actually threw you in a t-shirt there too.
Package I got from Offbeat Horror. As you can see, it was packaged very securely, and inside is genuine Arthur Shawcross hair. Arthur Shawcross, known in the late 80s for being the Genesee River Killer. Before that, Little Karen Hill and Jack Blake in Watertown. Thank you, Offbeat.
So we are at the Farm Bureau in Lebanon, Tennessee. We finally have a venue for our event. Come on in, let me show you. So you can get a feel of what we're gonna do. So this right here is going to be a panel room. We can fit up to probably 2 to 250 people in here. So it's been about a year now. Me and Chelsea literally have been told no by so many people. I think this is perfect. Like this space, you know, we got a space big enough to fit probably 30, 35 vendors and our guests. Then
we do, and it's a beautiful room, and I love the way the panel room's set up.
Yeah.
It sounds great. The people here are wonderful, and they're taking a chance on us, and I love that.
We just got a call from one of the people that we were anticipating to help us financially with this event. They're no longer going to be able to do that. So now we're kind of deciding, you know, I hate to cancel anything for sure, but I might have to tweak a few things and figure out if we're going to continue on with this or what we're going to do. So we've been planning our True Crime and Paranormal event for a couple years now. Originally, we wanted to bring someone from overseas over, and we really hope we still get to do that in the future. We hit up so many places, we're told no so many different times just because of some of the content of what we're doing, to even include some places that do very similar things to what we do. We originally landed and found a spot in Lebanon, Tennessee. The person that was in charge of doing all the events there, we just clicked with instantly. Eventually found out that the people that were gonna do this event with us could no longer do the event, meaning we could no longer afford to do what we wanted to do. Instead of canceling, we've done what we always did, and we just kind of put one foot in front of the next, and we went and talked to some people in Bowling Green that we've done stuff with at the Capitol Theater. They were very excited to have us, and we kind of had to trim down the guest list a little bit, but we still have a really cool event. So now we've been in the process of flyering this thing, promoting this thing, telling anyone we can about this event.
For fans of true crime and the paranormal, Bowling Green is about to host a unique event. The Capitol by Warren County Public Library is teaming up with Offbeat Horror to present the first ever True Crime and Paranormal Expo this January. WBKO reporter William Battle went to the Capitol to learn more about the Expo.
We just thought it would be really cool to bring some cool people into the same room and have some talks and show and tells and bring it to the next level.
The Offbeat Horror True Crime and Paranormal Expo will make its debut in Bowling Green next month. It will be held at the Capitol Theater, a location known for its history and paranormal activity, adding a mysterious element to the event.
There's been so much interest over the past year in the paranormal and the Capitol, how those things go together. So this feels very timely, and I think that we are going to have a great time.
Barry Gaunt and I, who is the beloved Bear from Octagon Hall, will be here with me, and we're going to tell a little bit about the history of the hall. We will be answering questions that people may have about paranormal activity and the history of Octagon Hall.
Really excited. It took a lot of planning to make this happen. Check it out. I finally made it, Mama. What you think?
It's cool.
You heard it from her, folks. You want to come to this? It's cool.
At the TV station, I got a double ear infection, so I couldn't go on TV. So I had to get my buddy to do it for me.
Which has its own paranormal history.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of guests and panels.
So we'll see how well he does.
Well, here we are a couple days before the event. They're saying snowstorm. Definitely probably could affect us. We've already had one guest that said they're not going to be able to come. We're going to try to work on a Zoom for him, but this is my luck. First the fucking flu, now the snow. Still pushing forward though.
All
are under a first alert weather day for today because of a winter storm moving into the area. It's going to start later this morning. We're going to start to see that here in about a couple of hours. If you don't have to go out today, it's probably best if you stay home.
Well, fuck. It definitely ain't helping with ticket sales when your local news folks telling people to stay home. Shit, let me jump on there real quick. I tell them drive safely, or better yet, buy yourself a snow sled and slide your ass down here. We need some butts in these seats.
Oh, how we ever made it here. Met so many people in so many places, but the end is always near. So we press on till it's all gone.
One thing you can never predict is the fucking weather. And out of nowhere in the last 24 hours, we had a snowstorm. We're still gonna hope for the best. We're gonna push through this and make it happen. So here we are standing downtown hours before our event. You can see the Capitol in the background. Luckily, Chelsea's gonna be there today to kind of take the wheel and do a lot of these interviews, because I can't hear it to do them. We've got the odds stacked against us for sure, and it's probably the universe telling us to not do this or to stop or do it at a different time, but I don't listen to any of those warnings. So.
Something like that, Chad. Like, can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Tony Rhodes.
Whoa. There's some vision correctness in this.
Oh, yeah. So, other than Chelsea and the family, I think you're the fourth person to touch those glasses.
Jeez, thank you, man.
It is the Holy Grail, the death certificate.
Oh man. I've never seen a death certificate before.
Yeah?
Especially for electrocution.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah.
Because if you go down to the bottom, you'll see where it says manner of, cause of death is electrocution. And, it'll say too, homicide. And they marked off homicide by the state of Florida. So Judy was cremated, and her urn was buried under a gardenia bush at her house. The spot where Judy was buried was exactly at the center of my bed in my bedroom. So basically, I had grandmother 6 feet under.
So wild, dude.
First ever Offbeat Horror, True Crime, and Paranormal Expo here in Bowling Green. WBKO's Adam Ferguson attended the event to learn more about the fascinating subjects.
The show must go on, as they say in showbiz, and for the Offbeat Horror, True Crime, and Paranormal Expo, guests still came out to support the convention despite Friday's bout of snowy weather.
The storm, came in. We couldn't predict that. Unfortunately, we had to have a couple guests via Zoom because they were snowed in. We kind of found that yesterday. We made the call just to push forward, and I'm glad we did. People are coming out. Everybody seems to be having a good time. A lot of questions are being asked.
Saturday was the first time this true crime convention was held, bringing in guests from across the country to talk about their firsthand experiences with criminals and serial killers, such as Alex Hawkins, who is the grandson of serial killer Judy Bugnano.
Every time we see a new movie or documentary they make about her, it devastates our family, devastates my mother especially, who had to deal with her early formative years, seeing her mother in and out of jail, going to prison, going to death row, and it really affected her in a traumatizing way.
The snow did keep some guests from being able to attend in person, but they were able to still speak at the convention digitally, telling their stories and answering questions from guests.
And when you start looking at history, like Zodiac, that was a civilian that cracked that first code, honey. And when you look at DC Sniper, that was a truck driver that found that car. There's a reason we invented things like the wanted poster, because the average person is more than likely going to be the one that sees this bad guy.
According to Sheppard, Offbeat Horror plans to host their next True Crime and Paranormal Expo during the summer months, the next time they decide to have one, to ensure entertainment guests don't get snowed in.
Hello, Karen. Welcome. How are you on this cold, snowy day?
Well, hello, Bowling Green.
We are all very excited to be able to speak with you. I'm just going to kick off with probably the question on everybody's mind. How in the world, because you are John Wayne Gacy's final attorney, how did you come to represent him?
Really just a fluke. When he was doing all of his murdering, I was in high school, and I remember watching it on television. There was one body, then there were 5, and then there were 33 eventually. And I had no idea that I would eventually be a lawyer and I would eventually be called upon to represent him. So flash ahead 14 years, Gacy's convicted. I've gone through high school, college, and law school, and I've been a lawyer for a very short period of time. And I heard that his execution date was set. And I just thought to myself, wow, they're really going to execute Gacy finally. And a couple days later, my partner and I got a call from Gacy's family and some friends that he had, who wanted us to represent him, not, curiously, in the death penalty that was impending, but a civil suit that was brought against him by the Prison Bureau. And in Illinois, if you can afford to pay for your incarceration, the Bureau of Prisons can sue you for it. And they were mad that Gacy was making money on his terrible paintings. And so they sued him, and Gacy was outraged. And my partner and I had argued before the U.S. Supreme Court on a First Amendment case, and we were supposedly experts in the First Amendment now. So we decided to go down. And I have to tell you, I had no intention of representing him in this frivolous matter when he had the death penalty going on. But I wanted to meet him because probably like many of you out there, why you are there at this conference, is because I was curious to look evil in the eye. What was it like to look in the eye of somebody who was the most prolific serial killer at the time? I could not pass that up. And when I went down there, I realized that this case was bigger than Gacy. It was about the death penalty, something I've always been against. And so we decided to take on the death penalty portion of it, as well as the rather frivolous civil matter that he had.
So here you can see, and these are just speculative, but it's pretty well nailed down from the evidence. So from 1980 to 1991, the bodies that were attributed to him were found along I-70. And then in 1991, he bought our farm. The theory is that he would go down to the bars and promise these guys a swim in an indoor pool. We happen to have an indoor swimming pool at the farm. And he would lure the guys up there. He would very quickly tell them what he was into, which was something called erotic asphyxia. The FBI profiler in all my research for my book told me the goal was probably never to kill anyone, but at some point during one of these events, someone died. And after that, it became a compulsion or a habit.
I'm Alex Hawkins. I am the grandson of American serial killer Judy Buenaño. She is my grandmother, she's somebody's mom, she's somebody's sister, and she did some very terrible things, but at the end of the day, she's human.
And going through the pictures, and I remember seeing her death certificate for the first time, just was a crazy experience, reading down to the bottom and seeing that her cause of death was homicide. So it was essentially the state of Florida saying, yeah, we killed her.
Well, we got through an event. The snow was definitely a letdown. We had about 30% of ticket holders actually be able to come to the event, which is, it happens like that. Just the dogs making all this sound. All right, you want to be picked up? All right, come here. All right, there we go. So now we're going right into promote Vet City Con. Everyone that knows me knows I'll do whatever it takes to promote an event. If I got to dress up in a chicken suit, I got to paint my face. Save some money and get those tickets. Whatever I got to do, get some butts and some seats. That's what we're going to do. So today we're going to go and pass out flyers and get ready for the event. We're coming for you.
This weekend, don't forget, it's the Vet City Con.
Chad Sheppard here to tell us all about this year's Vet City Con.
Vet City Con returning to Bowling Green this weekend. Event organizer Chelsea Sheppard joins me today
for the much anticipated Vet City Con.
Chad Sheppard is here with Vet City Con and actor Deep Roy.
Bowling Green's classic rock D93. It's the Tony Rose Morning Show on your Finally Friday. Captain Chris in the studio. Tomorrow you're going to be at Vet City Con. I'm going to be at Vet City Con. Rhino, you better be at Vet
City Con. If you are not there, heads will roll, man.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to rock and roll. You're going to be history.
Yeah. Boom. You just got threatened by Deep Roy. You better be there now.
You better be there.
All right.
Wake up.
That's a promise. That wasn't a threat. That was a promise.
Of course. What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Thanks for
You clap for the man.
Yes. Show him respect.
You acknowledge him.
All right,
respect on that name.
all right, guys, settle down,
Good to see you, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, welcome back to Bowling Green.
Thank you for having me.
A featured guest at the event, legendary acting career. How did you get into the world of acting?
But the first movie I ever did was 1975 with Peter Sellers, Pink Panther Strikes Again. Before that, I used to do stand-up, and that's how I got my agents and all that.
Yeah.
And they got me Pink Panther. And after that, everything started happening. I did Doctor Who, I did Never Ending Story, original Star Wars, where I played the walking Yoda. Frank Oz was the voice.
Right.
And I pulled a few strings of Yoda's strings as well.
So when people watch the original Star Wars and or the Star Wars series, they see Yoda. That's you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Yes.
Wow.
That's
awesome. Wow.
Pinch me and I'll go Yoda.
And of course, talk about a welcome to the business on your first on-screen role with Peter Sellers.
Right.
I mean, that's a pretty solid intro to the business right there.
It is. Working with him was great.
Yeah.
The guy can do any accent you call it, he'll do it. And he did an Indian accent better than I do. Even though I'm an Indian. Never-ending story. That was the #1 song.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, so.
Ryan, have you seen The Never-Ending Story?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. All right. That wasn't a very
Yeah,
common.
and then you go, oh yeah, I've seen it. Tell me the. Now you almost went, yeah, I've seen it. Tell me the story.
Yeah,
boss.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go get us coffee now.
Yeah. Part with the guy with the thing.
You have a favorite?
I like to do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but it was a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
And I played 168 individual Oompa Loompas. It's one of the hardest movies that I've done, physically and mentally, because I'm not a singer or a dancer, but I made it happen. Singing and dancing is very hard, man.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah.
As a guy who loves to dance, as a guy who just feels it in his genes. You got that
dance fever. Wake him up, he's sleeping, he's smiling. What's wrong with him?
Returning to Bowling Green this weekend. We've got a lot of fun things to talk about, and with us today, we are welcoming R.A. Mihailoff from the Leatherface franchise, actor, former wrestler as well. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, Allie, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Well, let's start talking a little bit first about your career in Leatherface. I know that's what you're most known for from a lot of people.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
Fantastic. I was a childhood horror fan.
Yeah.
You know, so when I was a little kid, I was reading the famous Monsters of Filmland going, you know, how do you get to play the Frankenstein? How do you get to play the werewolf, you know? And then when I grew up and found out that acting was a profession, so when I got the part of Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, for the record, it was my childhood fantasy meeting my adult ambition. So
wow.
And a lot of my friends worked on it, so it was fantastic.
What's some of the common questions you get asked?
Did I kill anybody? And, you know, I mean, come on. Am I rich? You know, those are two that come to mind.
That's funny. Probably the younger kids ask those
How much money do you make?
Yeah.
How much money do you make?
Maybe some advice you could give maybe some younger generations or people starting out in college and they don't really know what they want to do, but acting's kind of always been something that they've been drawn to.
Just do it. Get involved with your local theater groups. Don't dream about it. Don't talk about it. Get on your feet and do it.
Leatherface was the last movie rated X. After that, the rating became NC-17. Normally, the process is you screen the movie, they give you some notes, and then you resubmit it. And on a usual horror movie at that time, maybe you resubmit 3 or 4 times at the most. This movie was resubmitted 11 times. And the head of the organization actually said to New Line, there is no way you're ever going to get an R on this movie. Because it was a very, very bloody and nasty movie in its initial stages. Right as I signed the dotted line on the contract, that next night I went to Nightmare 5 and they were showing the Leatherface trailers. Mann's Chinese Theater at the time, which was a huge theater, and it was about half full, which is still a heck of a lot of people, and the crowd went nuts for the Leatherface trailer. They went nuts. And I'm thinking that I'm sitting in the back of the audience going, I think I have a hit on my hands. I think I have a big hit on my hands.
You guys just were able to experience and see one of the events we threw, some of the stuff we went through, and that was just a very small drop in the bucket compared to a lot of the problems we experienced. Rolling right into another convention we do, which just finished a couple weekends ago, and thank you guys all so much who came out and supported it. I got to meet a few of you guys that watched the show. That's literally how we exist. That's how we keep this film project alive and continue to keep doing more of them, is by you guys just supporting it. So there's several ways you can support. One is very simple. You just share our stuff, tell your friends about it. Those things really help. Another thing is you can go to offbeathorror.com. You can purchase something from us, whether it be a human bone or one of these artifacts hanging on the wall in the back. Any of those things are going to tremendously help us along the way. And finally, our favorite way for someone to help out is message one of us directly and see how you can be involved in the show. Be a producer on the show. Get credits on IMDb. Whoever picks us up, because it's going to happen. We're speaking it into fruition. You'll be listed on everywhere this show is. So that's another thing you can definitely reach out to us. Thanks to all our guests that came out to our conventions and were involved in it. We greatly appreciate you. Some of our mentors that you guys got to see. Thank you.
On the next episode of Offbeat Horror, Unearthing the Macabre.
We've had canines out here looking for her torso, looking for the circular saw, just in case he threw it over there because it would have been so saturated with blood.
Is there another type of serial killer that we don't know about?
I'll schedule it off. No, that's awesome. Sounds good, dude. I really appreciate you guys. All right, later, bro. So, should I say anything yet or wait? And we're gonna travel soon to a pretty cool true crime spot, also like a historical horror movie spot, and we're gonna do it with one of my favorite bands of all time. Matter of fact, we use their music as a soundtrack with their permission, of course. We've been working on this for a while, and it looks like it's finally gonna happen. We're gonna schedule a Zoom and see if we can't work out a date, but stay tuned. Are nothing but you just saw was a compilation. You get what you just saw. How about that, motherfucker? How's that look? Does that look good?